Alrighty then. I'm going to be honest here when it comes to this UFC 209 event. I found a way to watch the fights, but I got a discount version. So I did not see the first. Like, okay, I saw. Well, for whatever reason, the person who uploaded the UFC 209 show on this particular website, they showed the entrances to a Mark Hunt and a Alistair Overeem, and they showed the post fight, but not the actual fight. But I know how Mark Hunt lost. And then same thing with the Cynthia Calvillo and the Amanda Cooper fight. They showed like the video package and the entrances and everything, but they didn't show the actual fight. But I know how Cynthia Calvillo won. So I know how they won. I just didn't get to see those fights. But then the rest of the whole, I was like, oh my God, I hope this is not the whole video where this guy's just showing like, just a little bit. And it's just, I just see who wins because that's not going to be fun. But then once Dan Kelly and Rashad Evans happened, I actually saw the whole fight. So sorry if the breakdowns for the first two fights are trash. It's because I just didn't see them. I honestly did not see any of these fights. Anyways, this is my UFC 209 recap and results. You guys know I normally do these on the night of the show. Last night, so I couldn't do them. But there's some crazy stuff. I remember at work, we actually had the prelims on at work. That Darren Elkins and that Mercer Bektic fight, man, that shit was insane, man. Like Darren Elkins got his ass kicked in the first two rounds, and then he just came in with like a head kick, huge right hand, and then a head kick and stuff like that. That shit was insane, man. Darren Elkins, the damage with the big prelim win there. But yeah, the prelims were pretty tight from what I saw, and so I was like actually looking forward to this card and stuff like that. So we'll see what else happened with this card with Alistair Overeem and Mark Hunt. I didn't see the full fight, like I said, but I'm so glad that Alistair knocked out Mark Hunt. We can now hear Mark Hunt whine and complain and bitch and moan and cry all he wants on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, who likes to do the same thing. But yeah, Alistair won, and then afterwards, like it was like the funniest thing, the post-fight press conference. Dana White was going up and saying like, "Oh man, Alistair Overeem, he's a warrior, man. He's the greatest. He's awesome because he had to go to the hospital. So if you guys don't know, I guess Alistair Overeem got some massive food poisoning, and then he went to the hospital, and he didn't pull out to the fight. And to his credit, he didn't mention that at all in his interviews. Like I'm all like, God damn, dude, Dana's just trying to make Mark Hunt look bad, trying his best to make Mark Hunt look bad and good." Mark Hunt handled the Brock Lesnar situation shitty, and everyone's going to be like, well, Brock was on estrogen blockers, Chase. No, the real reason why Mark Hunt's pissed off is because he didn't get the same amount of pay as fucking Brock Lesnar. That's it. He doesn't give a fuck. Michael Bisping's been fighting guys on steroids, like he said. There's many guys who've been fighting dudes on steroids. It's not about his fucking health. He's fucking bitching because he didn't get paid money. That's it. That's what Mark Hunt's crying and whining about. So the fact that this guy got knocked out, great. Don't fucking bitch about it, dude. If you want to make more money, be better. You have a 12-12 fucking record. The only reason why you're exciting is because you had one good fight with Bigfoot Silva. That's it. And, you walk-off knockout powers. I hope someone can snipe me that Cynthia Calvillo fight. Her rear naked choke was like, I don't know how the fuck she transitioned. Like watching the replays, because like I said, they just show us the the dude literally just showed me the entrances and then the replays and stuff like that. But watching the replays, man, looked pretty smooth how she transitioned to that rear naked choke. So I would like to see that one. But yeah, so Cynthia Calvillo ends up winning her UFC debut, I think, question mark. I don't know. I don't follow the women as closely. Then this is where I actually watched the full show. Dan Kelly taking on Rashad Evans, Sugar Rashad, former UFC light heavyweight champion, making the move down to middleweight, taking on Dan Kelly, who's been on an impressive streak. Dan Kelly's known for fighting only on Australia cards. Like seriously, unless you watch like the UFC fight passes or like the UFC fight nights in Australia, you won't know who Dan Kelly is. I tend to catch those Australia cards because normally they put on some really good cards for the Australian fans. So I kind of know who Dan Kelly is. So Dan Kelly made the rare appearance and fought outside of Australia. The only time he fought outside of Australia, I think it was like a Colorado show, and I think he lost. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, Dan Kelly, Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans, this was, like I said in the preview, this was not an easy fight for Rashad. Rashad was fighting someone in Dan Kelly who's a judo specialist, someone that can, counter Rashad Evans, one of his better strengths, which is wrestling. So this was like a fight that I knew that like, oh man, this is going to be a close one for sure. I didn't expect this fight to be entertaining, though. I thought this fight would be boring as dirt. But, man, Rashad Evans' first round looked really, really good. His hands and his feet movement were just super, super nice. He looked so much better than Dan Kelly in the first round, at least in my personal opinion. I just felt he looked really confident on the feet. I felt like he wasn't nervous. Yeah, he missed that one takedown, but other than that, he looked really, really good in the first round. Rashad Evans, he looked dangerous in the first round. And then afterwards, in the second round, Dan Kelly came out and he looked really, really good too. Like Dan Kelly bounced back after that so-so first round from him, because it wasn't like Dan Kelly got destroyed by Rashad in the first round. It was just more of like a type of situation. But Dan Kelly looked really good in the first round and, started to take some of Rashad's shots and giving his own shots back, being able to set up the jab and everything like that. Dan Kelly looked good in the second round. Third round, that's where it was just kind of like both guys kind of like felt kind of gassed. Like Rashad Evans, you can tell he's not used to the cut yet because he didn't seem like 100% for most of it. He started to get a little bit lazy, started to get caught a little bit more by Dan Kelly. But it wasn't like when Rashad Evans got caught, he just sat there and let himself keep on getting caught. Like he kept on going and moving forward and trying to answer back and score some points back. But I felt like, Dan Kelly, he had a little bit more oomph in a lot of his punches, while Rashad Evans' punches kind of felt like he was pawing them out there. So, did I watch Thurman versus Garcia? No. Why would I watch Thurman versus Garcia? Still fighting. No, it's time to do I did not see Thurman versus Garcia. I saw UFC 209, not last night, but this morning. I just watched it. But yeah, so Dan Kelly ended up winning by split decision. I wasn't mad about the decision at all because it could have gone either way. Like I said, the first round, I clearly thought Rashad won. The second round, Dan Kelly clearly won. And then the third round is just how you base it off of, man. Because like I said, Dan Kelly get a lot of good shots in there. And he was countering back. But really, to be honest, it wasn't like Rashad Evans was head ducking and scoring points. It was more of tick for tap type of deal. So I could see why Dan Kelly won this fight. Up next was, but it wasn't even really. I don't know why fight fans I was sometimes when I watch UFC events, especially the day after or something, I love going back and reading what Twitter thought about a certain fight. And it was amazing to me how much people were like, I love this fight between David Tamer and Orlando Venata. It wasn't a bad fight. I'm not trying to say it was a bad fight at all. They thought this was a great fight because Orlando Venata got his ass kicked for most of the damn fight. So what was entertaining about this? Yeah, sure, there's moments where he stood in the pocket with David Tamer and stuff like that. But if anything, this fight was only impressive because David Tamer looked like a beast standing up. He looked untouchable standing up. His stand game was just on point. Now, I'm not going to go out there and say, man, this guy, he's going to be able to outbox a lot of the UFC fighters. Look, he was facing Orlando Venata. About some guy in the comment section of my preview told me I should check out his fight. He almost knocked out El Kukui, Tony Ferguson. So that sounds pretty cool. But other than that, I don't know anything about this guy, so I don't know how good Orlando Venata's head movement and foot movement is and everything like that. And I don't know how good David Tamer really is against a really good striker. So good for David Tamer. He got a second win in the UFC. I didn't even know he fought in the UFC before, but good for him. He got another win. I don't know. People were saying this was such a great fight. It was like whatever, man. This fight was just kind of just seeing David Tamer just destroy shit. That was pretty much it. And then T Wood, UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley, the chosen one, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, the karate specialist, and oh god. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention David Tamer. He seems like he's a funny guy, man. He was asking for 50 G's for Dana White. That was pretty fucking funny. Event for UFC 209. Oh, God. So Thurman and Garcia, what? I know he was still fighting, man. I didn't even know Thurman was still fighting, man. 1, 2, wow. Oh, my God. It was a free fight. It was on CBS. I mean, it did strong ratings before we talk about the thing. Let's see what the strong rating is. Okay, I guess they didn't really tell us. Andy Garcia. That's funny, Danny Garcia. I totally forgot that these dudes were fighting. To be honest, like boxing really, to be honest, is not that interesting anymore. Oh well, Danny Garcia, Barclays. Oh my god, that's crazy. A replay of the times to duel. Is there a Garcia Thurman replay? Is there one online that I should watch? Like, was it that great a fight? Like if I type it in like Thurman versus Garcia fight of the year, is it going to be up there? Fight of the year. I'm going to look at this up. We're going to look up some boxing real quick. So best fight of the year so far. Maybe I have to go check that out. Yeah, John Gore. I guess boxing is still a thing. But yeah, it's UFC 209's main event. Sorry, I got distracted there because I just wanted to see what he was talking about. Because I was just like, Keith Thurman, man. I didn't know he was fighting big names. Still, I thought Keith Thurman was like ducking everyone, man. Like that last I heard about that dude, like Keith Thurman, like he literally has fought nobody. Dan Garcia's also has fought nobody too. Like I guess this was like the two biggest names like right now in the welterweight. I don't know. Are they super welterweights or welterweights? I can't remember. That's the one thing about boxing, man. That's the one thing about boxing. Look, the UFC 209 main event. There's nothing special about this main event at all. But yeah, Keith Thurman has fought nobody either, though. Anyone, man. Like Dan Garcia and Keith Thurman, like this is probably like the best. This is probably like the best competition they both fought each other, man. To be honest with you, what Canelo Alvarez, man, Bradley, they're super welterweights, right? Times to duel, they're welterweights, right? Those two are welterweights. I can't remember. Sean Porter. Or who gives a fuck about Sean Porter? I guess Sean Porter is decent. So I guess this is Keith Thurman's second biggest fight of his career. Yeah, no, but Danny Garcia, he's way worse than Keith Thurman, man. Danny Garcia has fought like I remember like Danny Garcia was like being promoted in LA, I think a year ago. Like a year ago, like Danny Garcia was being like promoted, and he wanted to go check it out, and he's like, "Hey, who's Danny Garcia fighting?" And I was like, "Let me go look," and we literally could not even find information on the dude that Danny Garcia was fighting. We he had a Wikipedia. He had a Wikipedia, but like literally, like it was like nothing, dude. Want to go see Dan Garcia fight? And then we're like, man, if the tickets aren't expensive, and the tickets were way too expensive to fight some bum. You know what I'm saying? So Garcia has not fought anybody, dude, like at all, dude. Like that, like Keith Thurman, he's fought some people, like he's fought some people, like obviously Sean Porter. I'll give Keith Thurman this. At least he fights different style dudes, and he doesn't like stick to one person and one type of style. Like Dan Garcia always tries to find motherfuckers that will fight his fight, and Dan Garcia will choose guys that are really, really fucking bad. Keith Thurman, the worst of the worst. Like Dan Garcia chooses people who are the worst of the worst. Keith Thurman will find people that are kind of like middle of the road. Like, oh, this guy is a quote unquote top prospect. Okay, that makes sense for Keith Thurman, who's also a quote unquote top prospect to fight. So it doesn't make Keith Thurman look as bad as Danny Garcia, who just like Andre Ward's pretty good, even though he robbed that one dude. I forgot who the Russian. They got robbed. Speaking of robberies, this main event was a robbery. After a classic in Madison Square Garden, like Wonder Boy versus Woodley, you were thinking like, oh man, dude, this fight coming up, man, this fight's going to be freaking awesome. And by the way, I apologize for the boxing talk in between and stuff like that. It's just that they're really, to be honest, what do you want me to say about this main event in full? I just want to apologize first off, because I know there's MMA fans who get upset when you talk about other sports besides MMA and their recaps and results, but don't realize that I'm doing this live, and so I'm reading the comment section at the same time. But the main event, after what you saw, in November at UFC 205, you were hoping like, man, dude, this fight is probably gonna be something special. This fight's gonna be probably something great. And oh boy, what a piece of shit fight. Like seriously, I right now doing this, just having my hands up and maybe just doing this, I'm a UFC champion right now. You know, it really does look bad for the champions when you have it where undercard guys are like killing each other just to stay in the UFC. And then you get to the championship fights and they don't look or feel like fucking champions. They look like fucking jokes. And I know everyone's gonna be like, oh, that's what you're gonna do to keep the belt. But no, really, to be honest here, say what you want about Conor. At least the dude lives and dies by the fucking sword. At least I know if I walk away from a Conor McGregor fight, even if it's not like the most technically skilled fight of all time, at least I won't be walking away from that fight saying, wow, that was fucking boring. Jose Aldo, I never walked away from an Aldo fight thinking I was bored. I was either amazed of how dominant the dude was or how good the fight was. There's been many champions that, have safe styles like a Chris Weidman, but were able to be exciting about it. Weidman is not the most exciting dude in the world, but at least during his middleweight title reign, I can talk about there are certain fights that were fun of his to watch. Yeah, Michael Bisping may not be fighting the best contenders in the world. He's fighting Dan Henderson and fighting GSP randomly, but at least we know the fights are going to be entertaining. I mean, when you're a champion, you have more just to do than to keep the belt. You got to keep your image up. You got to come out there and be able to freaking get people talking about it. And then especially with the rematch of such an epic fight, we got 3 rounds of these fuckers looking at each other and throwing strikes. I put significant strikes in quotations because there was no significant strike thrown until the fucking 4th round. Literally looking at each other for 3 fucking rounds dancing. The hell was that shit? Looking at him for 3 rounds, throwing significant strikes. Wonder Boy was throwing significant strikes as well. Fuckers were just looking at each other. The fuck is this shit? Like there's no like stalling in MMA anymore. Like I remember back when Anderson would dick around and not do shit. The ref gotta do something. These motherfuckers were rounds, throwing their significant. Like, oh my god. Like, seriously, if you just watch the 4th or 5th round, you'd probably think, oh man, this fight was pretty good. No, this fight sucked. 5th round was exciting. This fight for 3 rounds in a that probably people paid money for looked at each other. They looked at each other. They're like, no, I'm not. All right, it's done. Circling around, looking at each other. It was like, oh my god, dude. Okay, like I get it. Kyron really trying to keep his title. You come on here. I figured out one of the boys. No, you know what? No, fuck. If I'm gonna do a team impression, I gotta do it. about that Tyron, and he tried to knock me out, but then I just did Wonder Boy. What the fuck? In my app. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, don't worry, guys. Zoli was trying to. He was mad at me. He was saying like, "How dare you do a Tyron glasses?" Messing up. That's what happened. Tyron Woodley tried to come into my house like this, and yeah. There's something in my internet crap that I was not. You guys not see and understand. My stream is fine now. Oh my god. Everything's closing down. No, everything's not. Everything's just frozen. Let it. Oh, great, man. Just a terrible stream for a terrible show. That's good. That's good to know. Good to know. Terrible stream for a terrible show. You roll with the punches here. We're professionals, damn it. Fuck. Fuck. As Conor McGregor would say. And everything like that. Yeah, but I guess you guys missed my T-Wood impression. I guess I was being too asshole-ish. As I was saying, Tyron Woodley came into my house because I was doing my Tyron Woodley impression with the glasses. And I was like, oh, shit, Tyron Woodley. He's like, how dare you make fun of me? And then I just did this. Roddy, I ain't going to punch you, man. Anything. He kind of just looked at me for 2 seconds, and then he left. Tyron Woodley, man, this whole time, he's all like, yeah, man, I can knock out Wonder Boy any single day, any time of the week. I can, you know, about the knock. Acting like oh, they really do. Be Kenny Omega, ew, fuck Kenny Omega, jobber. Kenny Omega, baby, or is that Adam Cole? I can't remember. Fuck wrestling right now. I don't want to talk about wrestling. Fastlane's tonight. Holy shit, fuck that show. Yeah. Yeah, the glitch is getting funny. Yeah, whatever. Woodley ended up winning this boring ass fight. Wonderboy Thompson. Dana White gave the fight to Wonderboy. Woodley goes, well, I was playing Wonderboy's game. I embraced his strategy, so which means you should have fucking lost. This fight's stupid. It was dumb. Tyron Woodley, you're not a good champion. You struggle against guys who are good fucking strikers. Robbie Lawler is like not really like a great striker. He's more of a great brawler, if anything else. When it comes to facing good strikers, Tyron Woodley struggles and he doesn't want to do anything because he doesn't want to get embarrassed like he did when he faced Roy McDonald. That's what Kenny Omega says. He's like, oh, wrestling's a real sport. I want to be the only legend not to go to WWE. Shut up, Kenny Omega, dude. Like I've never been more annoyed by a human being until I've heard Kenny Omega talk. Seriously, man. Okay, such a dweeb. I don't want to be like Kenny Omega. Being like Kenny Omega is being a jobber. I don't want to be a jobber. I want to be a champion. If I want to be a champion, more than Enzo, dude. Enzo is at least entertaining. I don't know what Kenny Omega is saying that's entertaining. Like this guy's a dweeb. I don't really watch other people's company. He thinks he's so fucking good. Like I hate him too because of his ego. Like his ego's not even like funny. H is he more of like he's like, oh yeah, Cena versus AJ just to see what all the hype was about. And then they're like, oh, what'd you think about it? He's like, oh, I'm not gonna say. The fuck you talking about, you dumbass? Go fucking say what you thought about the fucking match, dude. Stop trying to act like you're cooler than everyone. He's like, oh, I still haven't seen my Okada match at Wrestle Kingdom. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Yeah, you did. You did, dog. Shut the fuck up. You saw your Okada match, man. You're too much of a mark for yourself anyways. But yeah, so Tyron Woodley won decision via majority. One judge gave it a draw, so you thought, oh man, another draw and everything like that. But yeah. Overall, though, UFC 209 was a crappy show. This was more of a draw than the fight. Oh, that's good to know. What was cold? What, my Kenny Omega thing? No, I'm just saying. That's how he is, dude. It's like, fuck him. I don't give a fuck about this jobber, man. I hope Broken Matt Hardy beats him. I'm like, he thinks he's such a good character. Like, what, man? Can't get over in the States, dog. Like, this guy will not get over in the States. Guarantee. All right. So, anyways. I know everyone is. Okay. So, anyways, guys, I'm done talking about UFC 209 right now. I'm done talking about MMA in general. That main event sucked. Honestly, UFC 210. I hope we don't get a Daniel Cormier hump fest. I hope we get Rumble knocking out Cormier. I hope we get something for UFC 210, man, because that's two back-to-back UFC shows, man, where the show has just been shit, man. Like, seriously, 209 was shit. 208, we don't even need to remember 208. 208's the forgotten show. But 209, 210, man, we got Weidman versus Gegard Mousasi. Patrick Cummins is fighting on the card. He's normally a good guy. Will L. Brooks is taking on Charles Oliveira. Thiago Alves is making his return against Patrick Cote. Some dudes. And there's other fighters, too, that I don't even name because I'm not going to pretend like I know these fucking fighters. Like, I don't know who the fuck Jan Balkuchitz is. I don't know who Charles Rosa and Shane Burgos is. I don't know who Caitlin Chukagan and Irene Aldana is. I'm only going to name fighters I actually fucking know. I'm not going to be like some wannabe MMA guy where it's like, oh, I know every fighter. I don't know every fucking fighter. I know these fighters are worth my time anyways to know about. But, yeah, I hope that card does not suck. And then after that one, there's there's Demetrius Johnson's facing Wilson Reese. Oh, Jacare making a quick turnaround. What the fuck? Jacare fighting Robert Whittaker right away. Is he going to take out his anger on Michael Bisping? He's like, oh fuck! If I can beat up one British guy, I'm going to beat up your friend. Oh man, Jacare gonna kill Robert Whittaker. Rip Robert Whittaker. That dude's screwed. Oh man, I forgot. Versus happening, I think, next week. And then the week after that is Jim Manawa taking on Corey Anderson. That should be a good fight. Then 210. Then that one card I talked about. Let's just go through all these stupid cards. Cub Swanson's main eventing a card with some random dude I don't even know. Let's see. Those two UFC 211. Oh, that looks good. And we have a great Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Jessica Andrade match. So we all know what to do while we're bored to piss watching Joanna beat up another girl. Oh, Gustafsson is fighting Glover Teixeira in May. Okay. Oh, That's confirmed though. They're actually getting they found Jose. Where's Jose? Where's Jose? So Jose Holloway, and then Karolina Kowalkiewicz taking on Claudia Gadala. Oh, that's a good fight. Damn, that's gonna be fucking sick. Okay, so glad to know UFC in June is gonna be sick. Gotta just wait it out till then. UFC 212. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching this terrible UFC stream. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of my worst streams that I've done. Out of full confidence, at least. At least I'm not like trying to beat myself up over it. But out of full confidence, it is one of the worst streams I've ever done. I mean, first we had the AT&T mishap, the Tyron Woodley impression. It's not getting over. We talked about Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman in the middle of the show. Like, it just wasn't the best one, and I apologize for that. Hope you guys do not grade me too hard on this one just by myself. Anyways, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. No, what, tomorrow? No, actually, not tomorrow. I'm busy tomorrow. I'll see you guys Tuesday for the WWE Fastlane 2017 review, and then also Raw recap, maybe SmackDown recap. Who knows? Yeah, maybe. No, probably just Fastlane. Thank you all very much. I'll see you guys next time. Sorry for the bad stream. Hope you guys have yourself a good one.